the bottom of your screen to activate the closed captioning feature. I also want to inform you that today's training will be recorded. If anyone feels uncomfortable with being recorded today, you may drop off at this time. We will be sharing a copy of today's slides with all participants for future reference. The slides will be sent via email sometime between now and the next 2 weeks. So I think we have a poll. I'm not sure if it's already taken down. There are some questions to get a gauge of who we have on today's call. For anyone that did participate, thank you for participating in that poll. Okay, next slide. So I'll start with a quick introduction. My name is Kim Weidemeyer, and I am a contract specialist in GSA's Federal Acquisition Service Information Technology category within Contract Division 5, which is based out of the New England area. Next slide. So on this slide, you will see the agenda for today's presentation. We're going to discuss why we are here today. We will talk about how important it is to market your mass contract. We will also discuss how and where to find opportunities. We will provide you with some agency buying trends data, which will help you identify which agencies are buying IT products and services. Next slide. There will also be a discussion on best practices, and we will end with a Q&A session. And before we jump into the training, I would like to point out that there is a Q&A pod at the bottom of your screen. This is where you can enter questions that may pop up during the training. If your question pertains to a specific slide, we ask that you reference that slide number within the question. I do have a few co-panelists with me today. They will be monitoring the Q&A pod. If your question doesn't get answered right away, we'll be sure to address it at the end of the presentation. So let's get started. Why are we here today? We are here today for you, our industry partners. We are here to guide you in identifying your market strategy and also in identifying resources available that may assist you in becoming a successful marketer. We will help you identify tools for finding opportunities within the market strategy at federal agencies. Next slide. Now that you have a GSA scheduled contract, it's important to make sure your scheduled contract information is current. This includes the information presented on GSA Advantage, eLibrary, and your approved price list. You will want to update your company website and business marketing materials to indicate your company holds a scheduled contract. You should consider a direct link to your GSA eLibrary page and use the GSA star mark logo as appropriate. You may ask yourself, have I educated and trained my business development personnel? We want you to succeed as a scheduled contract holder. When you first got your contract, you most likely received a welcome package with various marketing resources. That package contained helpful information on how to inform, educate, and train your business development personnel with respect to promotion and use of your GSA schedule contract. Some of the major takeaways from that welcome package that I'd like to review are, first, to make sure your company's personnel know that the contract does exist. They need to know who can order from it, the pricing details, and all the ordering terms and conditions. If they don't know these elements, your company may unknowingly violate contractual requirements. Second is you should make note that GSA does not market your contract for you. Your company should be ready to learn, seek out opportunities, and promote the contract. The welcome package also suggested to work with accounting personnel. Your accounting department may need to set up a tracking system to segregate GSA orders from all other orders. They'll need to know about reporting requirements as well as things like prompt payment discounts or other terms and conditions on your contract. And lastly, the welcome package presented tips for large businesses who need to meet subcontracting requirements. Large businesses are encouraged to diversify subcontracting spend to small businesses, and they should have a system in place to track small business subcontracting progress. The next item on this slide asks, are you responding to RFQs? So those are requests for information. It's important that contractors respond to RFIs. Even if you do not plan to submit a quote, you should plan on adding that customer to your business development database. We suggest participating in industry days, conferences, and agency small business events. These are considered to be beneficial networking opportunities for your company. It's also recommended to consider, collaborate, and develop contractor teaming arrangements, or CTAs, with potential teaming partners even before you may need them. This will allow a fast response time should the need arise. And we'll be going into more detail on CTAs a little bit later in the presentation. Next slide. So it's worth asking yourself, who's purchasing my product and or service? To research potential customers, you'll want to use two specific tools. There's usaspending.gov and Schedule Sales Query Plus. With these tools, you can research potential customers' spending habits and identify customers that have bought products or services similar to those you offer on your schedule contract. In the next couple of slides, we're going to show you these websites. There's going to be a lot of information presented to you here. It's really up to you on how to figure out which areas to focus your efforts and resources on. Next slide. This is a screenshot of usaspending.gov site. It's the official open data source of federal spending information. It allows you to search awards by fiscal year, award type, agency, location, award ID, NAICS code, product service code, even set aside. So many options there, as you can see on the right. Next slide. This screenshot is of GSA's D2D, Data to Decisions, where you can find the Schedule Sales Query Plus. Once you click on the SSQ box, you'll see the following screen. Next slide. The link leads you to this screen. On the right side, you'll notice the cross-contact identifiers and the cross-contact identifiers and the contract identifiers that can be used to pull data. There's also a tutorial link on this site that can help you navigate through the information. Next slide. So the unknown can sometimes cause frustration and disappointment. You can prepare yourself by asking these questions when developing leads in the federal market. Which agencies are purchasing the product or service you provide? How much are they buying? Do they have awarded set-asides? And if so, are they in the socioeconomic category that your business is in? Who are your competitors? Are there opportunities to team? Who currently has the contract for the product or service at that agency? And are there contracts that expire soon for the product or service that you provide? Next slide. So contractors often ask how to market their new contract. In the next slides, we're going to go review several e-tools available to assist you. Next slide. The first site we have listed is buy.gsa.gov. If you haven't already done so, you'll definitely want to check out this site. This is the home to all of your GSA resources. All the tools that are listed below have available links on buy.gsa.gov. We also have one of the links that are mentioned on buy.gsa.gov is the Vendor Support Center. You also have Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, or also known as PTACs. You have your e-tools for marketing your schedule contract, which are GSA Advantage, eBuy, and eLibrary. The Mass Roadmap site is also a great resource and provides information on marketing your scheduled contract, which is not listed on this site here. Next slide. So we'll start by taking a peek at buy.gsa.gov. When you're visiting the site, you're going to want to click on the Selling tab. Here you'll find all of your vendor resources. Next slide. This is your vendor resource page where you have access to some of the resources I'm discussing today, including resources on the Vendor Support Center, agency vendor communication plans, the VSC Contractor Startup Kit, and small business resources at GSA. Next slide. Here you also have links to a forecast of contracting opportunities, eBuy, marketing to the federal government, and procurement technical assistance centers. Next slide. When you click on agency vendor communication plans, it brings you to the acquisition gateway, which allows you to click on agency communication plan links. Some of these plans have links to the agency website communication plans and the contact information so that you can understand how and who you may want to contact at your target agency. Just keep in mind that this resource has not been updated since April of 2020, so it may be a little outdated, but some links will take you directly to the agency communication plans, and others will just bring you to the agency website where you can search for their communication plan. Next slide. At buy.gsa.gov, there are, under the vendor resources, you'll find the Vendor Support Center link, and it takes you to this website here. Under Managing My GSA Contract, you can find Market Research section. Next slide. The Market Research section provides information on customers who can use GSA Mass contracts, as well as examples of marketing tools available to contractors. There are GSA training and events, forecast of contracting opportunities, GSA e-library, and the system for award management. Next slide. This is the PTAC site. PTACs offer free marketing services and help identify which offices and individuals are most likely to need your product or service. They can give you tips on the best way to contact these potential customers as well. This is the homepage for the Association of Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. If you haven't explored this website, I highly encourage you to. Here you can find your company's PTAC, specific PTAC under Find a PTAC, or click on the Assistance for Small Businesses link, and it will take you to a search engine where you can look up your PTAC office by state. We'll take a look at the Government Contracting Assistance link, which can be found at the top of the page on the next slide. Next slide. I'll start by noting again that PTACs can provide assistance to you at no cost. Their services include determining suitability for contracting. So your PTAC counselor can determine if your company is ready for a government opportunity and how to position yourself to succeed. They'll also help with marketing to agencies by identifying which offices and individuals most likely need your products or services, and they'll let you know the best way to contact them. PTACs assist in researching procurement history to find out which agencies have bought your products or services, as well as how much they have paid historically. They'll help you with networking. So they offer matchmaking events, providing opportunities to connect with agency buying officers, prime contractors, and other businesses that may offer teaming or subcontracting opportunities. They also help in identifying bid opportunities. They can make sure you are notified daily of government contract opportunities and that your company is eligible to bid on. They even help with proposal preparation. A procurement specialist can help you navigate even the most difficult solicitation. Next slide. This is GSA Advantage. This is where agencies come to find potential sources. It's your greatest marketing tool. It's available to you at no cost. You'll just need to keep your information in Advantage current. Having information listed here is a contractual obligation. Next slide. Here we have the eBuy site. This is an online request for information and request for quote tool that agencies use to post opportunities. It's only available once your catalog is approved and uploaded to GSA Advantage. I highly recommend reviewing eBuy regularly for opportunities. Some benefits of eBuy for you as contractors: it maximizes the opportunity to participate by notifying you of new government requirements for your specific products or services. It saves you money by reducing the cost of finding government business opportunities and reducing lead time, and also the cost to submit quotes. It allows federal buyers and schedule contractors to communicate requirements and quotes via the web and email. It helps establish new business relationships as new opportunities are discovered. Provides valuable information on the federal and state and local government marketplace, allowing you to expand your customer base. It increases sales potential by allowing you to become more aware of new business opportunities. What is so great about it is it's fast and it's easy to use. You'll access eBuy at the top right as a contractor. There is a contractor job aid available that is also very helpful if you have trouble with the site. We've provided a link here on the slide for easy access. Next slide. On the Find Opportunities page within eBuy, you'll find a list of all active requests for quotes. They are listed under the SINs awarded under your contract. Sometimes the list of active RFQs can be long and difficult to manage. So eBuy does provide a search tool to help you quickly narrow down that list to RFQs from specific industries or agencies. Next slide. In eBuy, the profile page provides a list of the contracts and the point of contacts for each of the SINs awarded under a mass contract. From the profile, you can add or manage your point of contacts, add or associate contracts to a specific login, manage mobile alerts, and modify subgroups. Point of contacts are a very important feature of eBuy. The list of point of contacts in the eBuy profile identify who at your company has access to eBuy, as well as who should be receiving the notifications about new RFQ opportunities. Next slide. On December 29th, a brand new feature was added to eBuy, the interested feature. Now contractors may notify a customer that they are interested in an RFI or an RFQ. This is a screenshot and a link to Interact where you can find more information on this new feature. It has benefits both to buyers and contractors. It provides easy identification of the seller's interest in quoting. It provides sellers with the ability to easily filter and identify quotes that they have not submitted yet. The buyers get a better idea of how many quotes to expect on an RFQ or RFI, and buyers are able to determine if they should extend an RFQ or RFI close date. Next slide. On this slide is a screenshot of the IT Solutions Navigator site. This is a decision support system aimed to assist customers in evaluating GSA's integrated technology services solutions category and identifying an appropriate acquisition vehicle to meet their business needs. The system's available for public use through GSA web portal. Although it's not a system you as contractors will be using, it does market your schedule to agencies for the IT supplies and services that are on your contract. Next slide. Finally, we have eLibrary, which is your digital database for the latest GSA contract information. eLibrary is the most comprehensive online source of current GSA, Veteran Affairs, federal supply schedules, and GWAC contract award information. You have instant, easy access to specific contract terms and conditions. It can help determine sources of supply and assist in searching for contractors who meet specific requirements. This site is updated daily. Next slide. So in this slide, you just have an overview of all the systems and marketing tools that we just discussed. It provides the system, a description of the system, and an explanation of what mass contractors and government buyers can use each system for. It's just a summary for you to reference in the future once you do get the slide deck in the email. Next slide. So at this point, we'd like to present another poll question. We would like to know how familiar you are with CTAs, contractor teaming arrangements. So I'm just going to give you a minute to answer the poll on your screen. And it looks like a small percentage of you are familiar, some are somewhat, and some not familiar at all. So this next section, you'll probably all want to pay attention to. We're going to discuss contractor teaming arrangements. CTAs differ from a partnership between a prime contractor and a subcontractor in that all members of the team are equal parties to the contract. They are a great way to establish government business. Next slide. A GSA schedule CTA is an arrangement in which two or more GSA schedule contractors team together to provide a total solution to meet the customer's needs. Under schedule CTAs, contractors complement each other, and it allows teams to compete for orders which they may not qualify for independently. GSA encourages the use of CTAs to meet buyers' requirements. It's important to note that there is a CTA section in the FAR 9.6. This section does not apply to GSA schedules teaming. Under GSA schedules, teaming allows contractors to use their individual GSA contract to develop a solution for the government. The schedule CTA does not create a separate legal entity, but allows schedule contractors to meet buyers' requirements by combining the supplies and/or services from each team member's separate schedule contract in response to a buyer's request for quote. Next slide. So I mentioned a few slides back that CTAs differ from a partnership between a prime contractor and a subcontractor in that all members of the team are equal parties to the contract. Well, this slide details other important differences. The left side represents the CTA and the right side represents the prime subcontractor arrangement. I'll go over just the CTA facts to clarify how CTAs work. You can always reference back to this slide on your free time to compare CTAs to prime subcontractor arrangements. So for CTAs, each team member must have a GSA schedule contract. Each team member is responsible for duties addressed in the CTA document. Each team member has privity of contract in the government, contract with the government, and can interact directly with the government. The buying entity is invoiced at each team member's unit prices or hourly rates as agreed upon in the task or delivery order or the GSA schedule BPA. Total solutions, otherwise impossible under individual GSA schedule contracts, can be put together quickly and easily. Next slide. So here we have the benefits of CTAs. By using a CTA, government buyers can get a total solution by contractors who team together to complement each other. They can also satisfy socioeconomic procurement goals. By forming a CTA, GSA schedule contractors can compete for schedule orders for which they wouldn't otherwise qualify. They can increase their market share and become more competitive. They can reduce risk by sharing responsibilities with other team members. They can focus on supplies and services that best match their company's resources and strengths. And most importantly, contractors find greater success as a small and/or disadvantaged business. Next slide. So this is an example of what a CTA could look like. This particular example includes 3 schedule contracts. You have your schedule vendor A, who offers hardware solutions. You have your schedule vendor B, who offers software solutions. And then you have your schedule vendor C, who offers professional engineering services. So when these 3 contractors work together, they can provide a total solution to the government. Next slide. Next, we'll be discussing ways to find and track opportunities. We'll first take a look at the Forecast of Contracting Opportunities tool on the Acquisition Gateway. This tool provides a nationwide dashboard of upcoming federal contracting opportunities. We'll also take a look at agency recurring procurement forecasts and also contracting opportunities at sam.gov, formerly known as FBO. Next slide. Here we have the Forecast of Contracting Opportunities tool on the Acquisition Gateway. It provides a nationwide dashboard of upcoming federal contracting opportunities. All projected procurements are subject to revision or cancellation, and final decisions on the extent of competition, small business participation, estimated value, or any aspect of the procurement are made if and when the solicitation is posted to sam.gov. Forecast data is for planning purposes only and is not a commitment by the government to purchase and describe products and/or services. If you have any questions on these planned procurements listed here, it's best to reach out to the point of contact listed in the record for the planned procurement. On the left side of the screen, you can filter by agency, organization, NAICS, fiscal year, contract type, set aside. Next slide. This site links you to different agency websites and procurement forecasts. You may have to look around a little bit for the agency procurement forecast because the links aren't always direct. I find that if you just Google the agency names with the words procurement forecast, you can usually find an agency's procurement forecast as well. Next slide. In the contract opportunities section at sam.gov, you find procurement notices from federal contracting offices. Federal contracting offices can use this page to create, post, and manage opportunities. You as contractors, you can use the Search Contract Opportunities bar or the Advanced Search feature just above on the right side. Next slide. The Advanced Search allows you to search by agency, dates, notice types, product or service set aside, just to name a few. Next slide. So we've pulled together GSA mass buying data by agencies and IT NAICS codes for you to use to identify potential customers. This information could be helpful to identify agencies that might do business with large or small businesses on the schedule. A little earlier, I mentioned searching in the tool usaspending.gov and doing a search by agency in NAICS codes. The data on the following slides was pulled from that site. I also want to mention that the other tool that we discussed, Schedule Sales Query Plus, is a tool that will allow you to filter by contractor and product or service offering. That tool may be helpful in finding companies to partner with for CTAs. Next slide. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the data here. We have IT spend by agency for fiscal year 2021 and 2022. You'll notice that it's separated by all large and small businesses on the left side, and then just small businesses alone on the right side. For both large and/or small business, you can see here that DoD, Health and Human Services, and Homeland Security are top buyers of IT products and services for fiscal year 2021 and 2022. Next slide. This slide contains IT spend by NAICS for both large and small businesses. Under NAICS 541519, which is other computer-related services, for 2021, we had $5.4 billion in spend. For 2022, it dropped a bit to $4.6 billion. Next slide. For NAICS 5415, I'm sorry, can you go back one slide? I think I have some more data on the other side I missed. There it is. So we can take a look at a few other NAICS on this slide. We have NAICS 541511, which is custom computer programming services. If that's a NAICS you offer, you can notice that in 2021, we had $3.2 billion. And for 2022, we increased to $3.4 billion. And I'll point out one other pretty popular NAICS on here. It's NAICS 541512, which is Computer Systems Design Services. So for 2021, we had $1.4 billion. And then for 2022, it increased to $1.7 billion. Next slide. So here you will notice GSA Mass IT spend by agency and small businesses for 2021 and 2022. It shows NAICS 541519, which is other computer-related services, decreased from $1.9 billion to $1.7 billion. For NAICS 541511, services increased from $1.6 billion to $1.8 billion. And for the NAICS 541512, services spend increased from $412 million to $589 million. Next slide. Based on 2021 data, here we have the top departments by NAICS. So you'll notice that DoD is top in the following NAICS codes. We have 541519, 541511, 541512, 334111, and 443120. HHS is top in NAICS 541513. And Commerce is top in NAICS 517410. Next slide. In 2022, data shows that HHS took the lead from DoD as top department for NAICS 541519 and 541511. And maintained top department for NAICS 541513. DoD maintained the top department for NAICS 541512, 443120, and 334111. And then Commerce also maintained the top department in NAICS 517410. In addition, NAICS 541519 and 541511 are still listed as top two NAICS used by agencies in 2022. So at this point, we have two quick poll questions on this IT buying trend data. We'd like to know if this data is useful to you and if you would like to receive it in the future. So we'd love if you take a minute to answer this last poll question on your screen. Great, so thank you all who participated in that poll. We'll now figure out how to develop some leads in the federal market with the data that we just discussed. So next slide. For your strategy, you'll want to focus on a target agency or agencies that are major buyers of your supplies and or services. You should ask yourself, do you currently do business with a federal agency that you could expand your product or service capabilities with? For your target agency or agencies, attend small business events and maximize the time that you spend at those events. Determine who may be there that you may want to speak with and make an effort and be prepared to meet with them during networking sessions. Use agency forecasting tools, RFIs, or sources sought notices to find possible and actual upcoming opportunities to focus those discussions. And lastly, become more efficient in accomplishing your overall strategy. Next slide. Once you've developed your strategy, you'll need to put it into action. You may want to focus your target agency or agencies and ask yourself if you understand the department or agency structure. There may be certain offices you want to target in that agency and focus your efforts on. And if they have a small business specialist, maybe you should engage with them and introduce your company and capabilities. Try to attend small business events that your target agencies hold and participate in matchmaking sessions. This is where you can connect with small business specialists from your target agency. Please respond to RFIs and sources sought. RFIs are used to gather information about whether there is a solution to a problem. And sources sought helps identify potentially capable small businesses to perform the requirements of a planned contract. The primary purpose of the sources sought notice is to improve small business access to acquisition information and enhance competition by identifying contracting and subcontracting opportunities. In eBuy, seeking sources RFQs are issued by the buyer for information and planning purposes only, and to identify potential sources as part of market research. You can find potential upcoming opportunities through agency procurement forecasts, eBuy, SAM.gov, in other contract in SAM.gov in the contract opportunity section. Track the ones that are relevant to your supplies and services, and focus your target agency or agencies procurement forecasts to identify opportunities that are coming up. In eBuy, use the Watch This RFQ feature, which allows you to receive notifications regarding changes to the RFQ. You'll receive email notices if the buyer modifies, cancels, or includes Q&As in the RFQ. In the contract opportunity section of SAM.gov, you have the option to follow the opportunity you have interest in. You can select the follow feature on the top right corner of the page. These best practices are just some that you should be utilizing in order to put your strategy in action. Next slide. So we've covered a lot of information today. When you receive and download this presentation, you can actually click directly on the links within the slides. We'll also be sending out a one-page resource document. My team has worked hard to consolidate all of the most helpful links and put them in one place for you to refer to. On this slide, and also on the next slide, we have a preview of what the resource document looks like. When you receive it, it's just one page, but we couldn't fit it all on the screen. So this is the first half here. And if we go to the next slide, this is the second half. And next slide. So this completes the training portion of the session. If you didn't attend the full session, or if you want to hear this information again, We will be giving the same training again a few times this year. We've listed some upcoming trainings that we're having on this page. We have how to keep your contract compliant on February 9th. There's also a link to sign up for that. Once you receive this packet, you can go to the link and sign up. And then we'll be repeating this training on March 9th. And then you can find all future GSA trainings at the GSA training and events page, which is linked in this document as well. Next slide.